Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, I think we might do a random ranking behind me where you go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random and then rank those movies based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. Let's get to picking some movies. All right, we got to make sure I'm in the pajama gear here. We gotta make sure I've seen all of these movies that we end up picking out. Alright, let's do whatever this one is. Oh, there's a box in the way. Okay. There we go. Alright, that one. Then maybe let's go all the way over here. I haven't left yet, I'm still here. And then maybe let's do whatever this one is. Is that a snapper? Oh, I almost knocked over Slimer. Alright, let's make sure I've seen him. Seen it. Seen it. You've seen it. Okay. Here we go. Interesting batch. Alright. So, I think we'll start off with... Actually, I'll go in the... or whatever. I don't know what this order is. I almost call this Mission Impossible. Why did I do that? Actually, I think I know why. Men in Black 3. You know, this was like a movie that it came out too late. They waited too long to make it. I don't think anticipation was big enough. Nobody cared when it came out. And then they made that the reboot or whatever. Maybe it was a sequel, a spin-off sequel. And nobody cared about that one. Remember, it bombed, Thor was in it, Valkyrie was in it, and it just, bombed. I want to see that, though. I still kind of want to see it. Also, another movie that kind of reminded me of it was R.I.P.D. I don't know why, but the trailers to that movie always looked really good to me, but then it bombed, and everybody said it was bad, so I was like, oh, okay. But it kind of looked like a Ghostbusters movie to me, that R.I.P.D. movie. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, I mean, I think I liked this. There was actually a scene in it that I loved with, I can't remember his name right now. Actually, the bad guy, Jemaine Clement, was really good. But there was a scene with, let me think of his name. He's like Timothy Chalamet's dad in that movie with Timothy Chalamet and that peach. What is that movie called? Say your name. Here, I got this light that's ringing over here. I gotta turn it off. It's called, if I could just remember. So, anyway, you know, that guy. He was in a lot of stuff at that time. But anyway, there's a scene with him on it where he's talking about, you know, things that have to happen in order to make something else happen. And I just thought it was a great, awesome scene, and I loved it so much. Next, we have a Steven Spielberg movie, Mission Impossible. Remember, I almost called this Mission Impossible. I think it was because I was looking at Tom Cruise. But yeah, this movie is great. We know now, maybe we knew at the time, but this was sort of Spielberg's way of processing 9/11. Let's see. Gosh, my Rolodex brain is not working right now. Dakota Fanning. I kept wanting to call her Scarlett Johansson for some reason. Dakota Fanning is doing a lot of screaming in this. Tim Robbins is in this, and he's, you know, he has a pretty wild scene in it. But Tom Cruise is great. You know, he's got his full intensity going. He's knocking it out of the park. I really like this movie. Next we have... Okay, so I think I've done most recent, because this is a box set. It has Conan the Barbarian and The Destroyer. This is the complete quest, but I think I probably... Excuse me. I probably pulled this recently. Not recently, but in a previous video. So I'm going to go with Conan the Destroyer here. This is not Conan the Barbarian. We're going to go with Conan the Destroyer. And that movie is for babies. It is for little kids. It is childish. It is rated G. There's dumb jokes in it. It's just not good. We have the first Conan movie, which is awesome, sword and sorcery and nudity and snakes and Darth Vader and T-800, and you know, it's just awesome. And then the sequel, which I guess is more like the comics, I guess. I don't know. I heard Quentin Tarantino talking about that he kind of liked Destroyer more. And I'm like, really? That movie's for babies. It's like Willow or something. Or, I don't know, like, I mean, I don't know, Never Ending Story or something. I don't know. It's just, it when you see the first one, and that's the one you grew up on, and then you see the sequel, which I saw later in college. So I watched Barbarian a lot when I was a kid, and then when I watched Destroyer, I was in college, and I was like, what? You know, like Joe Pesci in that meme, he's like, what the heck is this? You know, that meme. That's how I felt when I watched Conan the Destroyer. It was like, what is this? This is for like 2-year-olds. When you grow up watching the original one, you're like, heck yeah, heck yeah. And then the sequel, you're like, this is something that you'd turn on, in a daycare or something. Anyway, so what do we do here? Even so, I think I'm still gonna put Destroyer second because it's a sword and sorcery movie, and that's just cool. I'm gonna put Men in Black 3 at the end, just because even though it had that one amazing scene that I really like a lot, I also just am kind of indifferent on it as a whole. I mean, there's cool stuff that happens in it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it a lot more than I think I was going to, because I had that in my head, like, what are they doing? And actually, Josh Brolin, I think, was great casting for young Tommy Lee Jones. I thought that was a good move. So, I don't know. I'm almost convincing myself to put it above Destroyer. But I think just genre, this is going to win, even though I like sci-fi more. But I don't know. For some reason, I'm going to put Destroyer number one. Maybe because, or not number one, number two. I think I'm going to put it above Men in Black just because it's the one I want to watch more right now, just to see how I still feel about it. But easily number one is War of the Worlds. That's a great movie, great Tom Cruise movie, great Steven Spielberg movie. I'd like to see them collaborate again. They have that great Minority Report film, right? Maybe they can do something else. I'd love it, especially while Tom still has the energy. And I guess still Spielberg too, Yeah, so this is my ranking. War of the Worlds, Conan the Destroyer, and then Men in Black 3. But my question to you is, have you seen these 3 films? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.